Shout out to Demetrius Jones for sending me this story, and this is coming out of Florida yet again. I swear to God, it seemed like Florida can't catch a break even during a pandemic. You know, Florida had a lot of stuff going on there before this pandemic, and they had stuff going on there during. But anyway, in this picture, you see a man by the name of Dale Engle, and he was the police chief, or was a police chief for a department down there in Florida, in which he is no longer that in that position because he just recently resigned for some comments he made. Now, you're probably wondering, what comments did he make to make him resign? Well, one of his deputies down there ended up catching the virus and they died from it. But this guy thought it would be a interesting idea to not blame his death on him having the virus, but he blamed it on the fact that this person was a part of the academy as to why he died. Now, I have my issues with that academy. Y'all know this. I'm very critical of the stuff that they do, not so much with it what they do in their own personal lives, but the stuff that they do on a surface level where they try to manipulate certain things to their own workings. But even I would not go that far and blame someone's death on their lifestyle when clearly that's not what was the cause of it. And he said that openly, and he got backlash for it, and he of course retired because the academy probably came down on his head. A Florida police chief who allegedly blamed his deputy's death on his homosexual lifestyle rather than the virus has announced his retirement. Now, before I go any further, I need to know, is anyone in that academy going to really go after him? And I mean really go after him the way that they would go after black people? Because if my memory serves me correctly, I remember when they went after Kevin Hart's neck for comments he made at the time back in 2009 towards his son that wasn't even remotely even as, I guess you can say, homophobically charged as this guy did right here. Caused them to not even host the Oscars that year. I'm waiting. I'll probably be waiting until I'm practically skeleton bones before we hear anything about this. This is one of my criticisms of that academy, is they're selective of who they want to go after when they say certain things. I bet you if this guy was black, they would have really came after him, but because he's palm colored, they're going to take it easy on him. They'll be like, oh, well, he did retire, so I guess that's an apology enough. Anyway, let me continue. Davie Police Chief Dale Engle sent his retirement notice to town officials last week. Assistant Town Administrator Philip Host told the Miami Herald Wednesday. Engle has been on paid leave for 3 months after he told Davie police employees that their concerns in outbreak of the virus within the department were baseless, and that Broward Sheriff's Deputy Shannon Bennett died because of his homosexual lifestyle. So this guy did this 3 months ago. He did this a while ago and was on paid leaves all this time until he finally actually resigned. So they knew that this guy did it. It's just that it's just now going public because he finally resigned. According to a letter sent to the Davie Administrator Richard Lemick from the Florida State Lodge Fraternal Order, the Police Labor Council Committee, and obtained by the Herald. Despite the ongoing investigation, Engle said he plans to retire on September 3rd. He will continue to be paid through then. Oh, I really need to hear if the academy now, are they going to march down there and demand that he leaves out before then, or are they just going to let him slide? I think I speak for everyone. I say they're going to go with the latter. Engle told the Sun Sentinel that he wasn't pressured by officials to retire. Let me read that again. He was told that he was not pressured by the officials to retire. That lets you know all you need to know. Like I said, had he been black and said that, bump the officials saying anything, they would have had the academy go over the officials' heads and push it and pressure them to retire him. But he said his teenage children were subject to toxic backlash. Well, whose fault is that? See, he said his teenage children were subject to backlash. Now, do I agree that they should go after his kids? No, because his kids had nothing to do with his words. If they should send any backlash, it should come to him and him only. But I see why they went after his kids, because he went after another person who died of a virus and not because of their lifestyle. So they figure, oh, well, if you go after somebody else, we'll go after someone close to you. I maintain my innocence, he said. What innocence? They had proof that you said what you said. Engle's retirement benefits don't appear to be in jeopardy. Of course they don't. To say that I have been privileged to proudly serve this town in it is an understatement. I will cherish the past 2+ decades of life and work experiences that have helped define my character, life purpose, and ultimately develop me into who I am today. I have been fortunate enough to have been a member of one of the most noblest of professions and have nothing but respect for the pride and professionalism that everyone within the town of Davie demonstrates every day. To those I leave behind, I personally want to wish you all the very best that life has to offer and look forward to maintaining the many valued relationships that I have gained over the years. This guy's pretty much walking away scot-free. Like I said, had this been a black guy that said what he said, he would have probably not been able to retire. They probably would have terminated him, took away all benefits that he could possibly get in that retirement. And the academy, you would never hear the end of it from them. Well, the story is out there now, so I would like to know what the academy is going to say about this, because they love to throw that homophobic slur around to us so much. Now, this guy just basically made a mockery of someone who worked under him in death and said it wasn't the virus that killed them, it was because of their homosexual lifestyle. Now, it didn't say anything probably in that autopsy report that this person had maybe HIV or AIDS or anything like that. They said they died from the virus. But this guy made a mockery of it and said that it was because of how he chose to live his life. But we didn't hear a peep from the academy, and this happened 3 months ago. And the department pretty much let it slide. As you can tell, they did not pressure him to retire, and they're still allowing him to keep all of his retirement benefits because he's being allowed to retire. He's not being fired or terminated, however you want to put it. All I'm saying is just keep that same energy. I know that's difficult for many of them to do, but all I'm saying is keep that same energy. I know y'all like to keep black people's heads on that pike when it comes to this, but there are people out there that really genuinely do not care for that academy and will do anything they can to demolish it and get rid of it. Us really, on the other hand, we really don't care how many of you decide to live your life. It's just that some of y'all just go, well, a lot of y'all, especially in recent times, go way outside of your bounds or boundaries and not respect everyone else's boundaries when it comes to certain narratives and agendas that are put into place.